Alright, John asked me about a few things on his clean, so the best way to tell him was just to show a video. So let's look at John's clean. This was from the competition he just did with 76 kilos. Let's go back a little. So in his starting position, pretty good. Few things to notice. Shoulders are behind the bar. Right, so we know in that starting position, see there, right in line, even a little behind. His shoulders, this whole area, really need to be much more behind, in front of this bar. Okay, shoulder needs to be out here. So even if this involves his hips tilting up a slight bit, that's okay. Shoulders have to be in front of the bar. His back could be a little tighter too. Could have more of an arch here. But biggest thing off the ground is getting those shoulders ahead of the bar. You can see actually, as soon as he picks the bar up, his shoulders are going to tilt to be over it. The reason why this is bad, that they tilt after, is because now his center of gravity is going forward. Everything's going forward. He needs to have that in the start so he can have everything sweep backward. So you see this pulls everything slightly forward. So this is a better position that he could be in off the start if his back was tighter and the hips a little lower. So imagine shoulders like this, with the hips a bit lower. That's how he should start off the ground. Okay, now one thing in particular that I told John is he needs to use his legs more. And he was a bit confused about what this means. So it means a few things. So for one, off the ground, there's basically two ways you'll pull a barbell off the ground. Use your legs or use your back. Obviously both are involved, but one is going to play a larger role than the other. It's not uncommon in powerlifting that your back does the majority of the work, and that's fine. But in weightlifting, your legs have to do a majority of the work. So a few things about this: when your legs are doing the majority of the work, is that this angle stays constant and the hips just move up all at one, and your back angle isn't kind of like opening up. So you should really feel pushing through your legs off the ground. So this is one of the things it means to be really using your legs for this. So you go up. Now this is a pretty good position. He's nice and straight here. He's off his heels a little bit. It would be better if his feet were planted. See, it's a little blurry, but you can see how these are just coming up prematurely. You can see how he's getting off the heels a little bit too soon, even while he's in this position. And now, what we can see is he using his legs? Well, what you want to happen right after this position, we should see his legs sort of straighten and then unstraighten as he gets under the bar. But it should be kind of a quick snap of the quadriceps right here. So as you can see, they really don't. So this is one instance where he is not using his legs that well. So it can start off the floor, and then there it has to happen too. That's okay. He'll work on that. But yes, that's an important part of using your legs. So you can see here, you're basically going to have to use the legs in the jerk, but you can see in this position how his quads straighten up. And he gets to this nice straight position. See, this is using his legs and his entire torso to really drive into that bar. And then he pushes under. So this was a great jerk like that. He could have caught it a little better. He doesn't want his knees this far forward in this position. He wants his back more curved, but that's okay. So let's look again at how the legs drive in that jerk. See, they're coming nice straight up, really pushing up into that. It's not that the hips go forward. Hips don't need to go forward. It's just at the knee, we see the quadriceps tightening hard. Let's go back to the clean. And we see if we get that similar position. And you can see, it's hard to see because the bar is in the way. but the legs are not doing much. You can see even here they're still bent as if they never really contracted. I'm going to pause this for one moment. Okay, so since I have these videos on my computer, I can load them right into Canovia. So I just want to do a quick comparison between Jon. So this is one part in Jon's clean that needs to be better. You see how my back here is arched and has this curve, and it's nice and tight? Jon needs to have his back like that. One sec. Alright, so this would be a good comparison now. So not that my clean is perfect, but the thing that I'm trying to show, you can see a good example in the differences. Okay, so it's a little blurry here, but let's look at Jon's setup. Shoulders, see how they're behind? And his back has this rounded over right here. You can actually see as I set my back like that. And now the shoulders are well in front of the bar, right off the ground before the bar is even lifted, and this back is nice and tight. You can see this looks a little rounded here, but Moodestier says that's just probably because my lumbar muscles are just kind of protruding there. So let's look at this off the ground. See, Jon really tilts forward, but then it's pretty good here at the knee, although the back could be a lot tighter. You can see here at my knee, so this is when the bar's at the knee, me versus Jon. This back nice curved, nice tight. You can see my chest at this angle. Jon's looking a little kind of drooped over now, so he really needs to have that chest protruding forward and this part of the back really nice and strong. Okay, so now this is my power position for the clean. Let's go to Jon's. Okay, so pretty similar, right? Nice straight torso, a little bend in the legs right now, a little bend in the legs, mostly planted on the ground. But now for me, what's going to happen, notice how my legs do this quick straightening. Now you don't need a lot of height on a bar, especially for the clean, so you don't need a huge propulsion, but this quick movement delivers a big moment of power into the bar. You can see now I'm immediately dropping under after basically just that frame of extension. This is all that's necessary, but it's the one thing that Jon is missing. As you can see here, there's no extension of the quads at all. He's basically just pulling with the back and arms to get that bar up. So I go from here and then getting under. These look pretty good. And let's just, Jon's going to be soon switching to a split jerk, but just see by his position what I meant about his back needing more curvature. Alright, so we see his back here, very straight up, knees very forward. He needs to get a bit more curve like this going on. Okay, versus see how much more straight that is. This is a better way, especially for a power jerk. But like I said, he's going to be split jerking, so this isn't that big of a deal.